Hola, Animigos, and welcome to Keyframers, the animated collaborative coding live stream where we bring imaginative user interfaces to life. I'm your host, Stephen Shaw, but you may know me as @Shashaw.
And I'm your host, David Khourshid, also known as @DavidKPNO.
Together we are coding compadres, animation amigos, Boolean buddies, and keyframe companions.
Yeah, and I am so much bigger than you right now. That's weird.
I finally got my webcam backed up. I felt like it was always so close.
I need to do that too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, anyway, we're going to be creating an animation from scratch live using HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript. What if I could
okay, though. There you go. Yeah.
Then you can see my
you got to tilt the camera down a little bit, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's screened out, but that's cool. It's a constant struggle with these yellow designs. Anyway, this show is made possible by your support. You can pledge at patreon.com/keyframers. Hit the like and subscribe buttons around the videos, and we also have additional links available below, including links to our merch store at keyframe.rs/merch. We just launched some brand new designs that you'll want to check out. Those are all awesome. And there's also a sale going on right now through the 23rd, so you can save a couple bucks off the new CSS lines, iHeart FSM if you're into finite state machines, merge conflict, some really great designs, including the ones we're wearing right now. So definitely check those out.
Yeah, I'm digging this JavaScript one. This is probably my favorite.
That seems to be our top seller. So if you like CSS more than JavaScript, get out there and buy one of the CSS designs so that can win out.
Also, we're happy to answer any questions you may have. We have a chat channel right there. Am I pointing the right way?
Yeah, no, other way.
Okay, this way.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah.
Over that.
Just ask any questions that you may have or any challenges about anything. It doesn't even have to be about the animation we're working on. Just a free for all. But reach out in the chat or comments, and we'd love to talk to you.
That's right. If you're watching this later on our YouTube channel and are short on time, you can skip ahead to the animation summary. We've got a link down below, a timestamp down below for Keyflections, and just check that out if you need to. And if you're joining us live, hey, thanks so much. We're excited to be on this journey with you. So, what are we working on today, David?
Well, we had a user submission from @Shashaw, which is you.
Yes.
No, I haven't seen this animation before. It's called The New Squiggy, and it's by Saptarshi Prakash.
There we go.
For Swiggy. I don't know what Swiggy is, but it seems like it's it's India's leading food ordering and delivery product. But this animation looks sweet.
It really is a cool animation. I'm digging it. There's a lot of little elements to it. What we're most focused on is this kind of like folding transition. So there's like an element of flip to it, and then there's like just this really stunning little transition in there.
Right. So it's a bunch of things. It's both the flip animation, the folding, and also 3 different states, because we have the detail state where I'm just assuming that this is a detail state, like the state before it folds up. And then we have this in-between state where it's like, hey, I'm folding, but I'm not ready to go back to my home view yet. And then we have the home view. So just home and details.
Right. So like the details and then folded. And then
some sort of folded, which is technically part of the overview state. It's just we're going to the overview state from details. We'll talk more about that as we get into the animation.
Yeah. But this is a cool one. Thank you so much, Saptarshi, for it. We'll just dive right into the code, I guess.
Yeah.
So a tiny bit of setup, really not a whole lot, just an app container and 2 of the states as these kind of view layers. And then set up a few small CSS things, mostly the CSS variables.
And this is all things that we've done in previous episodes too. Like if you look in the JavaScript, we have this activate function, and that just makes sure that for all the data view states, if we are in that state, for example, if data view is details and the data state is details, then that data view div should have a data active attributes. And so that's how we can know whether to show or hide certain views.
Right. So if we change this to overview, then
it'll show overview.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, 3 states. How do you want to start here?
You know what? Let's jump right into the folding. I feel like that's going to be the most complex part. So let's plan this out first. And I think we did this in the previous episode, but if we haven't, then I'm just going to say that it's also good for us to capture what the previous state was. So in the case of like we're just on the details page, we have no previous state because it's the first state that you go on. But in the activate function, we could say lapp.dataset.pre, we'll call it pre-state, equals, well, actually, we should move that up here. lapp.dataset.state, and then we could change the state. And so that way, we can know when we're moving from details to home, we want the folding to happen. But when we're moving from home to details, we don't want the folding to happen. So we only want it to happen in one direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
That's what I was thinking. So only when coming from the details page should the folding happen.
Yeah. Yeah. That will certainly work.
Mm-hmm. And actually, that makes it a lot easier to test, too. So, in fact, I'll add that just manually here. Pre-state equals. So let's say that we're on the overview page and the previous state was details. So now we could add some styles for that. So I guess let's just go ahead and do that. So, oops. Data state equals overview and data pre-state equals details. So just to show that this works, let's just make this transform scale 0.9 because it does, scale down. Oh wait, we have to. So for data view equals details.
So
I have visibility hidden. That's why.
Right. So data view details. Scale 0.4.
Where's my video controls? Okay, that's the most helpful part of this. All right, so yeah, when we're in that in-between state, we have 2 things happening. First of all, that details screen, it sort of scales down so that it could fold and stuff. But also the home screen, it has this like overlay on it. Don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Weird. So yeah, I could just go ahead and add that, or we could just make that an after. So after, which is the overlay. So content. Oops. Percent height 100% and pointer events none, background color. All right, so yeah, for data view equals overview, that overlay, so the after should be background color just black. Well, that did nothing. Oh, because we have to, I guess, stretch out each of the data views.
Right.
I guess we could use your CSS grid trick.
Yeah. So far, we're not doing any layers or anything like that. So we've got a. I don't even need that. I can just target the. Oops. Where am I? Oh. Yeah. We can just target the data view directly. And that way we overlap both of them. And then we can move this padding into the data view.
RQ. So the details, they're data view. So data view equals details. Probably we want that to be z index 1, and we want that to be on the top. So, background right. Background white. Just kidding. Okay, cool. So we have our first stage of the whole process. Mm-hmm. Now we just need a fold.
Yeah, so we actually did something very similar to this in a previous episode called Paper Pirouette. Is that right?
Yeah, Paper Pirouette.
Yeah, let me get that correct link in there. There we go. And we did this really cool paper folding animation, like it actually does a full loop and like spins around, and my computer is dead. But the effect itself is super cool to see. And the way we accomplished this was with kind of multiple layers in the animation. So you can kind of see some of the layers there. And I assume we'll do that in the same kind of way. Yeah, there you go. So they'll be nested layers, and the reason we want them to be nested is because we want them to kind of collapse in on each other, just like you're folding a piece of paper. So that's what David is setting up here. The folds.
So I guess top should be 100%. And so we want it to be, top left, height 100%, width 100% too. And okay, so that works. And also the transform origin should be top center. And so you could think of that as the little junction or whatever, the twisty points where it's going to fold.
Right.
So I'm thinking it's going to basically be an illusion. When we're folding it, we replace the original view by basically hiding everything, and we show these folded views instead. And see, fold. I think we only need 4.
Really?
Yep. Right? It folds into...
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Looks like about 4. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go with 4 to protect our sanity and everything. Okay, so let's also give these and actually I'm just going to move this over here. Let's give this a background color of white.
Well, and then we need to move these styles down. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool. So the blue outlined one represents the main one, the one that's directly on the parent, and the other ones are just going to be the other ones.
Here's a result from search.
And my Google is talking to me. All right, so now I guess we could fold these.
Yep. All right. Do we need CSS variables? How do you want to?
I think that's actually that's a really good idea. So I'm going to go ahead in the HTML and add style fold. I'm going to give it a CSS variable fold, and each one of these is going to be an index saying which one should fold. So like 0, 1, 2, 3, because it should fold in that order, right?
Yeah.
And then we could
animation.
Yeah.
And just for testing right now of our duration,
do we have a duration?
Easing. Yeah.
Oh wow, you're way ahead.
Animation delay. We'll do a calc var fold times var duration. And we'll need to adjust these, of course, but keyframes fold in, and we'll say to transform rotate x negative 90 degrees.
I always get confused whether it's negative or positive. All right, so it looks like it's sort of...
Yeah, so we need to add both on there.
Yeah.
To make sure that the animation stacks up. Okay.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and add that you got transform style, preserve 3D, and this is, perspective. And that's going to be for both.
Yes.
Or is it going to be for both, or does it just need to be for...
Well, the transform style preserve 3D needs to be for both.
Okay.
For sure.
But the perspective could just be on the parents, right?
Correct.
That's why I always get that confused. All right, so, oops. Perspective,
there you go.
800. I'm going to change this to 804 because I feel like that's better. Kidding, I don't know. All right, so they're folding the wrong way.
Yeah, so we need to fold outward.
I always mess up.
Oh, and it needs to be 180 degrees. We don't want to...
Yeah. Oh, that is neat.
That works out really well.
So I guess that the first fold doesn't really need to be felled.
Right, we'll say animation none on that one.
Okay, and I'm just going to remove that CSS variable. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful.
That's great.
Okay, so I mean, that's great. What we could do is this fold, the main fold right here.
Which one?
That one. This could act as the background. Actually, that's... So now, if I uncomment... did that not... Oh, wait, I got rid of the wrong background color. All right. Yeah. So if we get rid of this one, then... Now things are folding. That's awesome. To all of you 7 viewers who witnessed this, that's awesome, and all the other viewers are missing out, but that's okay.
Yeah. No, that is really cool.
That's sweet. Okay. I'm excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now, right now we just have it where it's data state overview, data brief state details, but now let's go to the detail state, and this is a state where it's not supposed to be folded yet. The state where everything is full, and
so I'm working on that.
Okay,
that.
Perfect.
Full animation, important.
I'm actually confused. In the animation, there's like no way of saying how it goes back to, there's a button that just says show me or something, but I think for now we could make it so that if you click overview, it will it'll just go to the next date. So const L overview, query selector, data view equals for view.
Where are you? Okay.
I'm in the JavaScript, so I'm just going to put it not even using a state machine here, at least not right now. So L overview dot add event listener click. We are going to change the states to, we have details and overview.
We can just swap prev state and state.
We could. L details.
L overview. We could say L app add event listener, L app dataset.
Let's do it on each of the. So
sure.
L details, and then we could just activate for overview, and then we could just do the opposite thing for overview.
Yeah. I suppose that's better.
Yeah, it's more typing, but we get paid per line of code we write. Okay, we're not supposed to make things simple.
You're getting paid?
You're not? News
okay.
to me.
So.
All right. So let's see. We have L details. When you click, we should activate overview. L overview. Well, I'm clicking and nothing's happening.
Well, so the overlay and stuff is affecting things. Oh, yeah, there we go. And you took off the visibility hidden piece, so that affects it a little bit too.
Oh, okay. All right, well, so ideally when you click, it should, just click details, click to overview. Just going to console this because I want it to work. Oh, wait, it is working.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm tweaking a few things real quick, doing the standard, standard for us, visibility transform. And so this, for the fold animation, I'm actually going to do calc our duration divided by 3. Make it a little bit, let's say.
What are you doing? So
fold.
All right, so fold animation. And so remember, yeah, we have, so that duration divided by 3, you're just being a little bit more dynamic about this instead of hard coding everything, which is great. All of these are going to have another delay on top of them, though, which that's going to be the delay of, we have to zoom it out first, zoom it out. And then we have to apply the folding animation too.
Right. And we can control.
So now you know what would be great?
Hey,
you don't even have to change anything. I'm going to change the CSS variables to just be 1, 2, and 3. And so that way there's always going to be a delay.
Oh, right. It's kind of working right now.
Sort of. It's a bit. I think it's ending prematurely. Do you know what that's about?
I think that's the visibility, because you offset to 3.
Oh, okay. So my timing's off there then.
Yeah. Let's see if we do that by 4. That will be.
Okay. Let's see. Data overview. So data view equals overview.
Oh, and we want to do. Let's see. We want to do that and not that.
Because we do want that overview to show. So when it says
there we go.
Not active, I'm going to get rid of that visibility hidden just for now.
No.
Well, so the reason. Wait, clicking back on the details is not going back.
Because
so it's not toggling back and forth. Oh, because details is still the first view.
Right.
So
that's what the visibility hidden helps with.
Yeah, but what we want to do is we want that visibility hidden to not apply until the animation is completely done.
Right, and that's what I've done with the transition delay there.
Okay, so it looks like it works now.
Yeah.
Except we actually do want it visible. Wait, do we want it visible? Because we do want to do the flip thing. So.
Right. So it depends on how you want to set that up.
So I think the delay for getting it to be visibility hidden should be a little bit longer, just so we have that final folding thing, because it still seems a bit premature, or maybe it's just really fast for me. I don't know.
Perhaps. Let's see.
See data view details. Let's put this over here. Okay. Okay, cool. It's folding. It's doing that thing. And then eventually we want it to just flip.
Yeah. Add a view details, scale, and then we'll do an animation here, because this needs to... animation slide down.
All right, so in the HTML for the overview thing, I'm going to add a class card and give it a, what am I going to do?
Give it a red background?
Yeah, I'm going to give it an ID. We're using IDs. We're being lazy here. I'm going to give it an ID of restaurants because that's what that card is for. And so that card is going to have the red background. So I'll just do dot card, border radius 1em, backgrounds, fair color red, very aptly named. And mind if I put it in the overview? Oh wait, you've already done so. So overview state except where's my card? That's weird. Oh, background, so width 100% or whatever. So this card should say restaurants. Oh, and it should have a padding of 1em. And yeah, just H2 restaurants. And also all the cards should be color white. Okay, cool. So we have our red card, the restaurants, and now I think we want to flip it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Where is the... Okay, so the red card, does that need to be duplicated in the details view?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how that's going to happen because it's the result of one of the folded parts also being that same, color and everything.
Right.
Is that possible? Backface visibility, something, or whatever it's called. Is it backface? Such a weird
backface visibility, yeah. That is
okay. Well.
So yeah, it kind of feels like that would be in the fold there, but maybe it's just our last fold has that color on it. Let's just try that, or a pseudo of the last fold. For now, let's just say background bar red for that fold. Okay.
Let's see. Details. So when we click details, overview details, doing a little something. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. Activate overview, just to make our lives easier in a few minutes. Okay, so
I have a feeling it's not going to make our lives easier right now.
Nope. Well, hold on. All right, state overview. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. It's not. Never mind. Undoing what I did.
No, it's fine if that's what needs to happen for the flip.
Yeah. So I'm also going to do yeah, all right, I got it. It'll be a bit hacky, but it will work. So let's flip. Trying to find my flip script. Believe I have it somewhere here. Aha, yes. Cool. Referencing my little mini example.
Yeah, David put together a really nice simplified flipping example with just CSS variables. It's very good.
Just going to do function flip. Yeah, and honestly, this CSS variables technique is really nice. And what I'm really excited about is slides.com, which I use for all of my presentations. It's going to be using just normal CSS transitions and everything to get those flip animations right into your slides. I haven't been paid by them to advertise this, but yeah, just having magic move as part of your slides is just really, really awesome. So,
are you contributing that too?
I talked with him a bunch and just talked with him like, hey, it should do this. Here's the techniques. I was basically acting as a project manager. Like, hey, do this, do that. But no, I had no part in the code. It's all him. He does amazing things with code. Him being Hakeem El Hattab, the creator of slides.com and reveal.js. So highly recommend you check that out. All right, so flip. So L, next L. All right, so yeah, that's going to be L. So if, oh wait, this is just proprietary. Oh, that's to do the layout change, which obviously we're already doing. Well, okay, fine.
Would we set
we're just going to shove the layout function here, and obviously we're going to call it by our name, but this is where the magic happens. The magic being something that changes the layout, and yeah, so that layout function is going to be called. Then the last rep is the next L, which we specify what the next L is. We get the dx, the dy. We set those properties on the next L. This should just be next L. And then, yeah, so this pending says it's about to move. And this is important because we want to be able to zero out transitions, because we want to invert it without it transitioning, obviously. And then when it's moving, that's when we want the transition to happen. And that's all you need.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We've covered flipping a lot in past episodes, so go back and search our channel for flip, F-L-I-P. It's an acronym for first, last, invert, play. And we're going to use that here to move the card. So going back to the reference animation, you have the details state, and then the folded up state. There's this little card that's now centered in it. And if we, and then it transitions smoothly into where it should be in the UI there. So there's a nice flip transition that's going to happen. So
we don't really need that function right now, but I felt like it might be useful. So because both of these are still present on the screen at the same time, and so that's going to happen after 2 seconds. So I'm just going to console.log dx and dy just to make sure that things are happening when they're supposed to happen. So you click restaurant details. After 2 seconds, nothing happens.
So yeah, there's the overview.
Oh wait, no, something does happen.
Did you apply any of the flip styles? Is that needed?
No. The flip styles are not applied yet. I'm just making sure that it does show up in the console. So you see how you have those values for dx and dy?
Oh yeah. Nice.
So that's all good. Now we need to add our flip styles. So that's going to apply to the the restaurants elements. See where that is. Do I have any styles for the restaurant element?
Nope. No. Yeah, you can do it right there. Real quick, thanks so much to Collab TV for a gift sub in the channel. David, you're now subscribed to Keyframers.
Thank you. All right, so yeah, we have this data move, so more data attributes. I know. And this data move is going to say transition none, transform. This is going to do the inverting, and otherwise transition should just be like, let's just say transform 0.3 seconds is in house because I'm being laser. Oh, actually we have there using, just kidding. Okay, so you click details.
Yep.
And it sort of scoots up. So the basic idea is there. It's working. We just have to tweak the math a little bit. So
yeah. I think for this, we also want it opacity, or like the content of it faded out.
Yeah. So that's why I was going to add a data transitioning attribute. Or a data transitioning attribute, just to say, hey, we're still folding the restaurant, so you should still be hidden. I know that you're in the overview states, but just lay low for now. So that's what I wanted to add. So I'll go ahead and do that. Just it's dirty code, but it works. So app.dataset.transitioning equals true. That's just going to be the string true, and then we're going to say lapp.dataset, or we're going to delete that.
Well, so this is where we could utilize that overview details state, and then in our flip transition.
Well, the overview details, that whole thing broke stuff, so that's why but otherwise, yes, definitely. But so do you see how restaurant scoots up? Like,
it was. Now it's
So we could use that data transitioning to know when to hide the details view, because right now I think visibility is just being hidden after a delay, right?
Right.
All right, so we could change that so it's hidden when it's no longer transitioning. If that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll need to kind of override that down in our specific state styles.
Yeah, so data view equals details. So we no longer have an overview details. Want me to get rid of
that? Keep it there for just a little while.
All right.
We'll see.
No problem. Okay, so data state overview.
Here's data view details down here.
All right, cool. So we have data view equals over. Oh wait, yeah. Actually, we could just target the restaurant. We just want that to be visibility hidden. Oh, while it is in the
I think that needs to be in the other. So data state equals details.
Transitioning. Because while it's transitioning, it should be hidden. That's what I'm trying. So we'll just do that. Okay, so click details. All right, cool. So that sort of works.
Yeah.
It's just the timing.
It's closer.
Timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are actually super close. It's just the timing. Which is fine. So I hard coded 2 seconds, which I'm sure is wrong. 100% sure.
Oh yeah. The transition value itself is 1 second. So let me see.
Okay. Like the entire transition, like when you fold.
Yeah. But the visibility I had on a delay because you wanted a delay. So let me adjust all those real quick. Yeah. That should be pretty accurate in the timing now.
Okay. I'm going to rename that restaurant to details just so it's more seamless. Okay. hey, that works. It's just a little bit quick. That's fine. We could definitely just make that 0.6 seconds or whatever the duration was.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a variable.
There's an actual duration variable, if you're into that sort of thing.
Who needs variables? All right, so we have our duration variable, we have our easing variable, we have our very simple flip function, and in fact, we have this dx and dy. We could also just do dw, which is the last rect.width divided by the rect.width, I believe, or maybe it's the other way around. DH. And so that's going to give us a number between 0 and 1, and that way we could also transform via stretching. And so since we provide those directly to the next L, it's very simple to just use them. So DW and DH. And that's what Shaw is doing right now, adding those DH. If it looks bad, it's because I got the numbers reversed in the calculation. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's my fault. Oh.
Okay, so rect divided by last rect.width, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
trial and error math is the best kind of math. Still.
Is it still?
Still off. That's weird. DH and D. Oh, so you've got dy. That needs to be dh. There we go.
Oh, that would be why.
Yeah. So
okay. So
maybe
so
you
right
had it
now,
right.
Yeah. Right now it is stretching the height.
Because we're not actually measuring like a card, and that's what I was saying. Like we need to duplicate that card.
Yeah, like the very specific card. So what we could do is actually just put that right in the HTML for the yeah, you got it.
Yeah, dropped it in there. Okay.
And then we'll call this detailed card. We'll leave that as restaurants. So okay, cool.
Got that updated.
Restaurants console detailed card equals documents dot queries detailed card. All right, so we're going to measure the detail card instead of the entire detail view, right?
Yeah, that should be.
Agree? Yeah, so L detailed card, because otherwise we're going to get some crazy stretching.
Right. That's beautiful. Nice.
Yes. Okay,
nice.
We just got to do a little bit of cleanup, but
yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to remove those outlines.
Yeah.
Removing the outlines, like after you make sure that your CSS animations work, is sort of like removing that lining from new electronics. I don't know.
Yeah. Or if you're an artiste, when you've like sketched out the lines and perspective and everything that you need, and then you've painted it, and you go back and erase the line work.
Yeah, or when you're painting walls or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so fold, we can remove that color on because that's just kind of messing with it at this point. Let's see. Fold, remove that. And then for the card, we want to put it as the index 2 to make sure that it's overlaid there. And then, let's see. Whoa, are you adjusting the speed?
No, I'm not adjusting anything except the overlay. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be messing with it then. Yeah.
Oh, wait, just didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
So yeah.
Whoa. That's really weird how that's happening.
Yeah.
Is it because of z-index issues or something like that?
It's backface visibility.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's try that for now. Yeah.
So I think what we need to do is add the actual transform to or the transform style to the entire app, maybe.
Yeah, I can adjust that real quick.
But we are so close.
We are getting very close. So that's out. Yeah, let's see. So you need a transition here. That's part of it. Let's see.
I'm just wondering why that is glitching. What if we took out the scale? Would that do anything?
Possibly.
Because yeah, this scale transform 0.8 translate y. Like, what if we just what if we just did not have that animation at all?
Sure.
Then life would be so much more boring. But no, it's still being weird. You know what? All right, so this happened when I added that after. So let me take off the after, and because then if it is the after, then it's sort of a layering issue. No, yeah. It's still being weird. How did this happen?
Let's see. Let me make sure.
Oh, and pass the 0. Okay. Plan B, or well, plan whatever. For the overview, I'm going to give it an explicit, just like our fun little background element. I'm going to give it an overlay element, and only that one view will have the overlay element. So that way, number one, we're more explicit. We're saying overlay instead of after, because after doesn't make sense, and that almost fixed our problem.
It's better.
Yeah, I'm just still glitchy, and I'm not sure. I think it's the transform, or not the transform style perspective, something like that.
So one thing we need to do, make sure details C indexed over. That's a little bit helpful. Let's see. I feel like the perspective there doesn't matter. Let's be a little more direct about that.
All right. You have 1.5 seconds. Cool. Trying to figure out where we went wrong.
So many areas, David.
Well, all right. So the folding was working perfectly. Or at least I thought. Do we want to will change transform or something like that? No. I'm just running through all of the different things that.
Okay, really I took off backface visibility hidden, and that's helping. Oops.
milliseconds, and then going to lapp.style.set property. Okay. Okay.
What did you do?
Now the folding's gone.
Yeah. What did you change?
Nothing. Wait, I lied.
Did you destroy our variables? Yes, you did.
Possibly. So,
yes, you did. Are you trying to?
Yeah. The duration I destroyed, but I could fix it.
It needs a value.
Okay. So, nothing to see here.
Hey, Lacoste, how's it going? Yeah. Okay. So that helps there. We do want the data view equals details. We want the card there to be opacity. Let's see, animation card. We'll do keyframes reveal card.
Let's see with the card, art set details views. The card should be yes, height 25%. Nope.
It doesn't need height 25%.
Well, because when it folds, we. Ooh, weird. The way it folds is a little bit weird. That's why. Because when it folds, it needs to be that height, like the full height of a fold. So height's 25%.
It would be height 100% because it's nested in a fold.
It's in a fold. Okay, just kidding.
Yeah, which it probably doesn't need to be. We could probably do it in the main fold there. And then have it fade in.
And then fade in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already kind of what I'm doing. I like that semi truck Lacoste. That's cute. So yeah. Let's see. So you've got position absolute. Let's do bottom. 0, height 25%. Oh no, because it's
I think it does. It does need to be in one of those folds.
Yeah.
So that the last fold should be that details card. Yeah. If that makes sense. Okay, so it folds into that details. Oh, the card is upside down. That's okay.
Yeah, so let's see if we can drop it in here, see what that's like.
It's just weird how it does all the flickering. I'm trying to think how we've solved this before, because you would think that problem would have come up during the paper pirouettes.
It did in ways. It just becomes a lot more obvious whenever you've got different colors and elements nested.
So it's really smooth right now for some reason.
Yeah. So card, let's do SD0 because we don't want it visible yet.
just had an idea, which has nothing to do with your thing. But what if, like, it gradually changed to orange?
All of the
like
folds.
All of the folds. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
To
artistic liberty,
and then background var color red. Okay.
Cool. So
we could do 0 seconds animation name, fold in and background change, and then do a separate
so pending with restaurants. Yes. Okay, so details, folds in. Wow, that goes red.
Yeah, that's
goes pretty red.
It is. I don't know why. Background color. That's getting better.
Yep.
We need to make sure.
How does it go from red? Oh, you know what? It's because I did transition all, so transition property, border radius. There's a background red there. Transform. Okay, don't worry about the red thing. That's solved.
There
we go.
Let me add face visibility. Hidden. No, it needs to be visible. Okay, so one thing we can do is also translate Z 1 pixels so that it's stacking on top. There we go. That's one way to prevent the flickering.
Perfect.
And honestly, the flipping, I think we might have been making a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. If you look back at the original animation, it's all of the overview content that's sliding up to the top, and so we probably could have just faked it with translate Y 50% on overview, because we're sliding details down, and then we could slide overview back up.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Not using REMs is weird. But I'll get used to it.
You can certainly use REMs. It's fine.
All right. All right. Yeah, I mean, just add a couple more cards, which actually are now just overlapping each other weirdly.
Yeah, well, so what we can do, let's see, where did you, right, restaurant, I can bump that up. It's going to be 2. Yeah, I think this is in a halfway decent spot.
Yeah, honestly, it looks pretty nice. So, cool. Let's see. Data. You shoot. Data. Oops, did I change something? Yep.
Yep.
Data equals overview. So I just want this display flex. Whoa.
You probably want grid there, and
yeah, well, you are correct. So I added a cards wrapper, so we could just. Oh, that's cool. I can move your line while you're typing.
Yeah, that's impressive. And then what is it? Restaurants?
Yep. So, okay. Yeah, it's restaurants. Grid column. I think it's this one. All right, cool. So the other ones should try this. Oh, it's because I hard code the width for those, so I can just remove that. And we just need some grid gap. I'm going to remove the margin. You use rem. How dare you? Okay, cool. That's great.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can do a little bit more cleanup later. But
yeah,
I think
that looks great. I don't know how you did the magic of making the folding actually look smooth, but that works beautifully.
Well, so. I think we can cover that a little bit in a fun little segment I like to call Keyflections. You ready to dive in?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, this is Keyflections, a quick review of the techniques we've used to build this animation. If you have any questions, now's a great time to ask us in the chat or leave a comment on YouTube, and we'll be happy to answer.
Also, if you've enjoyed watching us so far, you could follow and subscribe here on YouTube, or you could pledge at patreon.com/keyframers, and the links are available right below. I thought you called this Keyflections.
What did I say?
Keyflections.
Oh, no. I was doing some other work earlier today, so yes, okay. This is Keyflections. Good catch.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, so if you want to support our work and help us out, you can visit keyframe.rs/merch, and we've got a fantastic merch store with 4 brand new designs. Check those out. We're wearing a few of the designs right now. You will certainly find something that you can enjoy or can share with a special developer in your life. But let's get back to the animation. So for today, we have been working on the new Swiggy. I don't know what a Swiggy is, but we like this animation. There's this cool folding effect that happens. Yeah, so we have recreated that. The HTML could probably use some cleanup, but this is where we've ended up. We've got our app wrapper with a data state, like we often do. And that's controlled with the JavaScript. And then we have 2 different views. We've got details and overview. This is the overview state where we've got a couple of cards, and then the details view has several fold layers happening in here. And this almost serves as a background overlay. And it's what powers the folding animation. So we kind of talked about how in the paper pirouette animation that we've got the link for in the chat, the way that nested elements rotate on themselves if you do a 3D transform or just a standard rotation, they'll kind of allow you to create curves, or in this case, we can do the actual like folding animation there. So that is all powered in a couple of spots. Yeah, so here we've got a 3D transform via perspective on the parent, so data view details, and then our folds and the parent have transform style preserve 3D, so that keeps that 3D going. And then our folds are all position absolute and top 100%, except for the very first one that we want to be top 0. And the first one is actually setting the height for all of the subsequent ones. So if we add those outlines back in, and we go over to details, where is it? I guess it's got to be solid. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the different folds there, and then when we animate them, you can see how they're stacking up on top of each other. That's powered down here. Where is it? There's our fold animation. Yeah, so our fold in animation, whenever the data state changes to overview, we end up here with the animation fold in, and that's just rotating X along the X-axis and doing a little translate Z, which is what I was mentioning, David. That helps a little bit with the flickering because they're not stacked directly on top of each other. When objects in 3D space are exactly in the same position, whatever's rendering them has to make a choice about what's in front. So if you tell it, hey, this is actually just moved out slightly, then the browser can give priority to that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then let's cover the flip animation. You want to walk us through that a little bit?
And I actually just cleaned it up. So now awesome. try it again. It's like super smooth, or sort of smooth.
Yeah, that's smooth really enough.
Good. Tiny bit of flickering.
I like that.
No, what's up with that? That's my fault. I literally added intentional flickering. But anyway, so before we were doing some sort of stuff with I don't even remember what we were doing, but we were doing some crazy things in order to get flip animations to work, whether it's using a library or directly manipulating styles or something like that, or using the Web Animations API. Now we created something that's a little bit more straightforward and I think a little bit easier to understand. So in the JavaScript, this actually outlines the entire flip process in one simple function. So first, we get the first rectangle right before any sort of layouts changes. And so that's that const act equals l.getBoundingClientRect. Then we do this layout function, and this is what causes layouts to change. Now, after this, something is going to change. And in the case of a shared element, this next L is going to be the same as the L, or it's going to be a different element. Regardless, we have a different rectangle that we need to measure. And we have a few things we need to measure, which is the change in X, the change in Y, the change in width, which is a fraction, and the change in height, which is also a fraction. So once we have those values, we provide it to that next element, so dx, dy, dw, and dh, and we provide them as CSS variables. Now, we have to do two things. First, we have to give the element a way of saying, I'm inverting you, but don't animate yet. Don't transition yet. And so that's that move equals pending. So data move, over here, you're going to have data move equals pending. And over here, we change that to moving. And the reason we do that on request animation frame is we want to give it a chance to render. So that's one animation frame. And on the next animation frame, we want it to go to moving so that it actually gets a chance to do that smooth transition. And that's all there is to it.
Yeah. Where are those styles? I can't even find them anymore.
Search for pending. There is no moving because that's just the default. So moving would be your, if you want to do anything fancy, but right now, since transition is on everything, that's basically our moving.
Right. So by setting these CSS variables in there, we can apply those when the animation is pending to get that element into the proper spot. So we read the position right there when the black background is in place, and then we apply that to this details card right here, and then that is what this transform inversion does. And after pending is removed, the transition kicks back in, and it moves smoothly into place. And David also added a little transition to the children of it, transition inherit, which is a great trick to do when you want the child to have the same animation as the parent. And then opacity 0 and opacity 1 there. So that's a really great way to do it. We had a question in the chat from Ryan Warner. What's the benefit of using data view attribute as opposed to classes or IDs? So for the views, it's not too essential the way that we're handling data view, but this does make it a lot more explicit about what each view is, and it's much easier to query for or to access in JavaScript than a class. For instance, if you had so we've got class equals view, and then we had view overview or something, some kind of BIM-y double dash kind of thing. Well, querying for that, you can do document.querySelectorAll for this, but you can also just target that, and you can be sure that there's no element that's going to have data view, overview, and details. That's just not really going to be a thing. You could end up with some CMS gross output where you have view overview and view details on the same element, and then a lot of confusion resulting from that. But using data attributes does help kind of declare things for the JavaScript side, and then makes it easy to also select that for CSS styling and all that as well. Is that a good explanation of it, David?
Yeah, I also gave a talk on it, which I gave at .css a few months ago, and so I linked that talk.
Nice.
Right there. Yep.
That's great. Yeah. I'm sure David will word it much better than I just did. So go watch that talk for sure. All right. Well, yeah, there's a lot of other little things happening and some other cleanup to be done here, but the overall folding transition with some flip elements is there. So that's pretty much it. Anything else you wanted to cover real quick?
No, just a whole lot of orchestration going on. Oh, one tiny little thing. You might notice I am animating border radius. I am shameless. It's fine. Again, it's one of those leaf node animations. So
and does border radius, it's not affecting layout, like it's not gonna...
It does. Well, all right, so it triggers repaint.
Yeah.
Which, okay, it's a problem if you're painting big areas of the screen or complex areas, but not so much in things like this. It's super smooth. It's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the whole dogma of don't animate with height, border radius, background color, just stuff like that. Measure first. Always, always, always measure first. And don't measure on just your device, but also low-powered devices, mobile devices especially. And see if it works. If it works, then use it. If it doesn't, then maybe
don't have any animation at all.
Yeah, you know what? They don't deserve it.
Well, that was always like a debate in like when IE was a lot more dominant. Is like, well, how do I get the same animation in Internet Explorer? You just don't do it, because the performance is going to be bad almost no matter what you do, just because the rendering engines of those was so much less efficient and modern. And so, all the hoops you would jump through to actually get that animation in that browser then just results in like a whole janky performance issue that is whole nother topic. But anyway, yeah, I think we ended in a good spot here. This is pretty good looking. Yeah, nicely done here. Well, you have been watching Keyframers. If you've enjoyed this episode and would like to see more from David and I, you can support us in many ways. Number one, pledging at patreon.com/keyframers. That is a huge help to us, and I want to give some shout outs to our patrons real quick. Let me get the list. Sorry, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming.
We are patient.
Yes. So thank you to Adam Argyle, Adam Kuhn, Andrew Harvard, Chris Coyer, CodePen, Dave Rupert, Ivan Bunkick, Joan Shujo, sorry, Lewis. Oh man, do you know how to say Lewis's last name? Mambo Leo.
That sounds right.
Sure. And then Marius Z and Martin Pitt and Stan Chang. Thank you all so much for being our patrons and supporting the show. You can do that too at patreon.com/keyframers. And you can also check out our merch store at keyframe.rs/merch and check out the new designs there and get cool shirts like these and stickers and other things as well. So check out all the options we've got there. Don't want to miss that.
Also, we accept submissions for future episodes. Let us know what you'd like us to do next week. So tweet at Keyframers or me at David K. Piano or Shaw with any animations you'd like to see made. And you could also present questions or challenges that we will try to answer on the air. So please share this video everywhere. Buy out a commercial spot on TV and just replay it there.
I hear billboards are all the rage these days.
But you can't play animations on billboards. Well, you sort of can.
You can.
It is the 21st century. You're right.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Until next time, adios, amigos.
Adios.